Hey guys, Probable1701 here, and today we're going to talk about the Hartnell stories that I have seen. I've talked before about how I don't have a lot of experience with Hartnell. Of all the doctors, he's the one that I need to see more of to get a better feel for him. I've seen 6 of his stories going from his original run, plus some of his when he's come back, with Hartnell playing him and with other people playing him. But the 6 I've seen from his original run are I've seen An Unearthly Child, which is alright. I mean, the first episode is really good. After that, it's kind of eh. I haven't actually watched that in a long time. I actually do need to pick up. They have a little 3-pack DVD set I need to pick up that has that, the Daleks, and the Edge of Destruction on it. Now, I've also seen the Daleks. I've seen that a couple times. The last time was about 13 years ago, 12 years ago, something like that. A friend of mine had a burned copy of it he let me borrow. It's alright. I don't rank the Daleks as high as some people do. I know some people rank it higher simply because it's the first one. Excuse me. But it doesn't really do a lot for me. I think it plods along a bit. It is 7 episodes. I think it goes a little too long. I do like seeing kind of the characters getting weakened by the radiation, especially the Doctor. Since he's older, it's really affecting him. I like the mention of having to take the key to the TARDIS and stick it in the right little hole, or else it'll permanently lock itself. That's pretty neat, because I don't know if I've ever seen them do that in any other story. That's a nice little safety feature that you have to put the little key in the right keyhole, or else it completely locks up. That's pretty neat. I do like the Daleks in this one. I mean, their voices still aren't quite the Dalek voices we know and love. They kind of remind me more of like Day of the Daleks. The way they speak is a little odd. But again, it's their first story. I do like that they have the light that actually moves and shrinks and grows. Contracts and expands, dilates. Much like the Daleks in the modern series, I do enjoy that a lot. But overall, I think it's okay. That's the best I can really give. It's okay. I do like that scene that very iconic scene when Barbara first runs into one and screams. That's really, really great on Jacqueline Hill's part. I really enjoy that scene. Very iconic for a reason. I've also seen The Reign of Terror. I really like The Reign of Terror. I saw that one for the first time. It was either last year or the year before. 2019 or 2020. And I really enjoyed it. I liked it. Really good, pure historical. The animation episodes didn't really bother me. It was a little adjusting, because episodes 4 and 5 are animated, so adjusting from the live action to the animation did take a little bit. Because the camera angles are so different in the animation. I do like the animation style a lot. I really like that, theta animation or whatever they call it. I really like that. I love how fluid the movements are with it. I really enjoy that. And then I found a little jarring going back to the final episode, which is live action. But I found going from episode 3 live action to episode 4 being animated less jarring than I did going from episode 5 to episode 6 back to the live action for the final episode. That was more jarring to me. But again, once I mentally adjusted to it, I was fine. Really like The Reign of Terror. I've also seen The Ark. That's actually the first one I ever bought on DVD. I have it right here. I actually like The Ark. I don't ever really hear people talk about The Ark, but I really like it. It's got a nice little twist about halfway through. Not at the end of the story like most twists are. It's got a little twist about halfway through. I actually love the cliffhanger to the second episode, if I remember correctly, where it focuses in on the statue and you can see how the statue's changed. Really, really nice. And I like everything going on with that. I like the creatures in it, the like slave creatures, the servant creatures, whatever they are. I like their design, how they have the one eye, which you can tell the actor's holding in their mouth. I think that's a pretty neat design. It works really well with the black and white medium. And really enjoyed that. It is a good story. I think it's underrated because I never really hear anybody talk about it. Let's see, what are we on? That's the 4th one. I've also seen The War Machines, which I really like. I saw that one recently, like within the past few months. I think I watched it toward the end of 2020 for the first time. And that's Ben and Polly's first story, and I believe their only story this all the episodes survived for. And I like this one. I like the idea of a computer AI not only taking over, but taking over people, basically brainwashing people. The idea of the creators being turned on by their creation always fascinates me. Something that just doesn't just take over, but literally takes over and almost possesses them. There's something chilling about that for some reason I like. Especially that one guy who really tries to resist. He's like, no, machines can't rule, man. And then it gets him, you know. That's pretty cool. Hartnell's really good in this one. Dodo's, sending off is really badly handled. That's very famous at this point. I won't go into it other than it's definitely badly handled. But I'm not a big fan of Dodo either anyway, because I haven't seen a lot of her stuff. And just for some reason, my first impressions of the character have never been favorable. I don't really care for her. I'm much happier to have Ben and Polly. I like them. And Hartnell's really good in it. The design of some of the war machines seems a little silly, but it's classic 60s Who. I'm willing to give that a pass. Hartnell being awesome in it makes up for it. I've also seen The 10th Planet. I like The 10th Planet. I think in some ways it's a little overrated, and it's not the story's fault. I love the Cybermen in this. That's a fantastic cyber design and a fantastic concept. I mean, they are utterly terrifying. They still have their hands. You can actually see their human hands. In some shots, you can see their eyes. And I swear they don't blink. I think in shots, you don't see them blink, which is very unnerving. On the occasions, you can see their eyes in the little holes. It's very obvious, though, that Hartnell is not in episode 3. Like, the first 2 episodes are phenomenal. I love the first 2 episodes. But the third episode, when William Hartnell got sick, it's very obvious it's not them. You just see what's basically his stunt double just collapse to the ground right at the very beginning of it. And then anytime you see him, his face is turned away from the camera. It's just so blatantly obvious it's not Hartnell. And then with episode 4 missing, that means the last shot we really get of Hartnell is in episode 2, the end of episode 2, because he's not in episode 3 and episode 4 is missing. The animation for episode 4 I enjoy. Again, I like that type of animation, the actual style of it. Don't like the camera angles. Something about the way they do the camera angles there. They still haven't quite perfected it the way they would in Moonbase, because Moonbase has done really well. Here, the camera angles are still a little off-putting. I found going from the first 3 episodes to episode 4 very jarring with the way they do the camera angles there. It just doesn't fit with the rest of the episode. It kind of takes me out of it a bit. So because of those 2 things, Hartnell not being in 3 and 4 just being missing, I feel this one is a little overrated. Those 2 aspects kind of hold it back. It's still a good story. I still enjoy it. I own it, actually. I have it back here next to the Ark. But I can't rate it any higher like some people do. And those are all I've seen of his original run, those 6. Now, I have also seen the 3 Doctors. He's phenomenal in the 3 Doctors. It's hard for me to believe that all of his stuff was recorded earlier with cue cards, because the way he seems to be interacting with the other Doctors is really well done, really well acted. I love a lot of that. So have you done anything? Well, we've assessed the situation. Just as I thought. Nothing. I love it, because he still very much feels like the first Doctor. And then, of course, I've seen other appearances of the first Doctor as well, like in the 5 Doctors. And I actually really like Richard Hurndall's turn as the first Doctor. I think he's really good in the 5 Doctors, because he still has that kind of commanding presence. He's still looked up to by the other Doctors, which I like, much like in the 3 Doctors he was. And in the 5 Doctors, it is the first Doctor who figures out what's going on, who figures out the riddle about he who wins will lose and he who loses shall win, or something like that. It's the first Doctor that catches on to it and has to get the others to kind of play along with him, which I think is the way they should have done that. And of course, I've seen him in Twice Upon a Time, which I don't know if I like the way he's portrayed there. I think David Bradley is fine as him. He looks like him. He sounds like him. It's the way he's written there. Some of the stuff I like about it. Some of the stuff I don't. And overall, I like the episode. I actually do like Twice Upon a Time overall. but I have some issues with how the First Doctor's treated there. I much prefer Richard Hartnell's First Doctor in the Five Doctors over David Bradley's in Twice Upon a Time. And it's not the fault of David Bradley as an actor, it's just the way the character's written. But yeah, that's my experience with the First Doctor in general, and with William Hartnell playing the character. Now, there are a lot of his stories I want to see. I really do want to delve more into that. I really want to see, like, the Dalek invasion of Earth. I really want to see the Aztecs. I really want to, of course, see Master Plan if it ever gets animated. And there's a bunch of other stories that I'm really interested in. It's just, again, they're a little harder to find over here in the States. But occasionally, if I see one on DVD, I'll try to snatch it up and add to my experience. So what do you think of the First Doctor? How much of his era are you familiar with? What are your top 5, say, favorite Hartnell stories? I'm always happy to interact with you guys. You know, I always enjoy talking to you. Matter of fact, at the time I'm recording this video, I have just passed 200 subscribers. Thank you. If you're new here, hello. It's nice to have you. The channel's been growing quite a bit lately. I really appreciate everyone who watches, and then definitely everyone who interacts with me down in the comments. Other things to do: click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. I have started a Patreon page if you're interested in contributing to that and helping me steer the direction of the channel through video requests and polls. There's different tiers for that. But most importantly, stay safe out there, and thank you for watching.